Leica just released a significant update to the Q3 series for the Leica Q3, the Q3 43 and the Q3 Monochrom. Let's have a look at it. For any Leica Q3 owner, Christmas came early this year. Talking about Christmas, I have this big goal of reaching 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible, so you would make me a real gift if you would subscribe to the channel so I can get closer to that goal. Now, to the Christmas feeling for Leica Q3 users, also for the SL3 users, but I'm only going to talk about the Q3 in this video. I'm going to do another video about the SL3 firmware update as well. The Q3 had its last update earlier this year. It was the firmware 3.1.1. I did a video about that as well. And now we are getting an update that Leica says will feel like a new camera. So let's do it. Before we update, there is something very important for me because I'm using user profiles. If you're longer on my channel, you already know that. I made videos about how I set up my cameras. You can even download my settings from my website for no cost at all. And I'm going to update those settings to the version 4 of the Leica Q3. So check them out. They should be the newest version online now. With every update that comes along, it's a little bit a thrill moment to see if your profile settings are kept. Usually you need to save them, then you update, and then you can reinstall them, and then all is fine. But this time I already peeked at the firmware update notes, and we have a new user interface, and with the new interface, I'm pretty sure new menu points will be added. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the profiles from the last firmware are still working. The update process now got pretty easy. We can do it through the Leica Photos app. It already shows me that there is an update available, and I'm just gonna press that here. And it didn't ask me if I want to save my profiles. So we'll see if the profiles are still on the camera after the firmware update. It's the first time doing an update on a Leica camera. I'm not asked if I want to keep my profile settings. So it's going to be very exciting to see. Successful? Perfect. Please restart the camera. So let's turn it off. And now turn it back on. So there's the first new thing about this firmware. Because of some EU regulations, I need to repair my camera with the Leica Photos app. It says here, due to the RED EU cybersecurity requirements, when updating from version 3.1.1 or earlier, the camera must be repaired with the app. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to delete that connection, remove camera. And now I'm going to add a camera. I need to search here the Leica Q. Continue. I have the Q3. Continue. Connect. It already found it. I pair. Set it up. Paired. Added. I can enable that. Now it's connected, the setup is done. It also brings in all the photos. It's actually pretty fast. Maybe it got faster. First time look at the new interface. This looks like the SL3. I know the interface. So it's the interface that has been designed especially for the Leica SL3. And it came out like 1.5 years ago. And now we finally get it on the Q3, which I think is beautiful because it's a really beautiful interface. Before we dive into the interface, let me check if I still have my profiles. I have my profiles. So it's still available, nothing to do. Now we can adjust it a little bit for the new interface. And yeah, I say for the updating process, this is like the best ever. No problems, went very fast. No connection problems. This got very, very good and very stable and no problems at all. So let's dive into the firmware notes and I'm going to not go through all of them, but I'm gonna go through the most important ones for me, and I'm gonna explain to you why they are important to me. First, we have automatic focusing on human features. Eyes and faces has been significantly improved through AI-assisted models. This can't hurt. I cannot say much about that as of now because I have not tested it yet. Maybe I'm gonna put it in the comments. Maybe you can put it in the comments if you have tested it, if you feel that it has improved. Second point, it's about focusing. The tracking algorithm automatically adjusts the size and shape of the focus field during the subject tracking. This results in more stable and reliable performance over extended periods of time. Okay, I don't care how that square looks or if it moves or not. If the subject is in focus, this is important for me, but if that helps, perfect. For me also, it's actually more important in video mode. So that's the first thing I'm gonna test, if it's improved in video mode. And yeah, we will see. The AF mode was revised and the menu structure was simplified. Multi-field and spot were combined into one menu, zone, multi-field and field spot. And new AF acquisition menu is now available in both the FN list and the control center. Expanded subjects recognition, human eye, face, body and animals, including birds, dogs, wolves, cats and big cats. I have a small cat. There's one point missing. Yeah, before we look at that, let me jump to the last point here on page 1. The design of the live view control menu and menu was updated to suit the new Leica user interface. Additionally, touch operation features were expanded. The menu is now fully controllable via touch. Some menu items were rearranged and consolidated. If you are a Leica SL3 user, you already know the user interface. On the Q now it is completely new. What they mean by touching, we can now, for example, just touch and hold here something on the live view mode, and then we can, for example, digital crop, or we can go directly into the Leica looks, or we can change the drive mode. So anything you want to do, you can now easily access through the live view screen. It also works in portrait mode, so it changes. This, of course, is something that SL3 owners already appreciate for like 2 years now, as long as we have the SL3. I think this is a very, very cool improvement, and probably for only Q users, this really will feel like an updated new camera. I think they did a really good job with this user interface. If you look into the control center, we now can rearrange those buttons down here. We couldn't do that before. It was like a fixed Q setup. Now we can, for example, just press here, and then I can change the button I want here. So let's go and do here AF detection. So if I now go to intelligent, I now go here into, let's say, field and spot. And now I have human eye, face, body. I can have human eye and face. I can animal body, and I can animal eye body. I can choose the big cat. So then it's okay that there is no small cat. It's the same in the SL3 now. If you are both an SL3 and Q3 user, now you have like almost the same menu, which I think is really, really cool. Of course, the cameras have different features, so it's not going to be exactly the same menu, but those cameras now got closer to each other, which I think will improve the way you work with it, and it will help you if you want to switch from one camera to the other, or if you maybe are a Q user and now thinking of getting an SL3 or vice versa. It's going to be much easier for you to enter the menu structure. And I also think, I mentioned that in other videos before, I think the Leica menu is one of the best menus out there. It's very simple, it's very user-friendly, it's very easy to understand. So they did a really good job on that. So let's go and look on the other new features. We talked about the AF mode and the new menu. Then we have quick selection for digital zoom levels. Favorite focal lengths can now be set and recalled via a function button. Yeah, I saw that here. This is this little icon up here. We just can press that, and then we can browse through the different digital crops. This, of course, only is relevant when you are shooting JPEGs. If you do DNGs, you can like pre-select the crop you want, but in Lightroom you still will have the whole uncropped photo. Video profiles have been integrated. The menu structure was adapted to suit the new Leica user interface. All video modes can now be scrolled through and selected directly. This is actually a pretty cool feature. I know that from the SL3. Let me quickly show you. So if we change into video mode, we now have these video profiles. And so you have several of those profiles. It looks actually, you can add 5 profiles. It's actually a little bit different than in the SL3. The SL3, I think, has a little bit the better version. I don't know why they didn't copy that here as well or adapt it here as well. But still, I think it's an improvement that it's sorted like this and you have a much easier access than before. Then we have a new battery condition menu now displays the overall condition of the BPS-CL6 battery. This is in camera settings, battery condition. Very good, very good. Happy about that. Then the Leica Lux menu was optimized. A new intensity setting option was added. That's also the same in the SL3. I don't actually need the Leica Lux that much or at all because I'm shooting in DNG, but let me show them anyway. We go into the Leica Lux and for exception, when we now, let's say, go to Vivid and we adjust that, we can change the intensity. So if you take a picture, it doesn't apply 100% of the look, it only applies like 50%, which gives you more control over the look of your picture. So maybe I'm gonna experiment with that as well. But then again, I work with DNGs, so I have full control of my pictures. The info bar display in the live view rotates with the camera. The display automatically adapts the operation, portrait or landscape orientation. Yeah, we already looked at that. Can show you again. So this is landscape and this is portrait. It's a little bit hard here, yeah, which I think is convenient. The same also happens in the EVF. So this is really convenient. And then let's browse through the improvements and I'm gonna tell you which are important for me. For the Q3 and the Q343, we have improved L-log video quality, optimized color rendering and more natural skin tones. Always good, perfect. And then for all 3 Q cameras, we have improved connections to the Leica Photos app. I already could feel that during the updating process, perfect. We have simultaneous use of wireless connection and USB microphone is now possible, also cool. Here they also say it, automatic settings restore after firmware update when updating from version 3.1.1 or higher to firmware 4.0.0. The camera automatically saves all current settings and user profiles and restores them after the update. Language, date and time remain unchanged, no new input required. Fantastic. I think everybody is happy about that. And faster start time. Camera starts up significantly faster. That's true. Let's be mean and take out the battery for a second. Pretty fast. That's really better. This is really a great Christmas gift. Thank you, Leica. And I think all Q3 users and also SL3 users are very happy about that. For that gift you got us shortly before Christmas Eve. Again, if you want to give me a little gift, please subscribe to the channel so I reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of my journey. If you have an SL3 and also want to know about the firmware update, check the video here. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year. Happy and healthy 2026. And of course, stay curious.